Hey yo, football fans, it's another great year. Fantasy football fiends, grab your beer. Giving you the best draft tips for all your picks. Starts and sits to the waiver wire fix. From my drafts galore to stats that's hardcore. Triple F does it all, have y'all screaming more. So sit back, relax, let the experts prevail. JT Magnum, Siggy guns never fail.
What's up, fantasy football fans? My name is JT Magnum and welcome to Fantasy Football Fiends Draft Rankings Special. This one we're going to do the wide receivers, the top 25 for Fantasy Football Fiends for the 2014 fantasy football season. And let's get right into it. Number 1 through number 5, Calvin Johnson. Number 2, Brandon Marshall. Number 3, AJ Green. Number 4, Dez Bryant. Number 5, Demaryius Thomas. I'm going to talk a little bit about, Dez Bryant. I read an interesting stat on him. He got tackled 7 times inside the 5-yard line, and he still had about, 12 to 13 touchdowns last year, over 1,200 yards, and I think he's going to be an absolute beast this year for Dallas. I think Jason Witten's numbers are steadily on the decline. He's going to get more of the end zone opportunities, and I just see Dez Bryant as just having another phenomenal season for the Cowboys. Rounding out the top 10, I got number 6, Julio Jones. Number 7, Randall Cobb. Number 8, Alshon Jeffrey. Number 9, Antonio Brown. Number 10, Jordy Nelson. Now, this is interesting because there's a couple Packers in here at 7 and number 10. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Randall Cobb. He just seems to always get injured and never has his stuff straight. It just seems like he always gets injured and he's always going to have that breakout season. But I think this is the season where he stays healthy. And with that running game with Eddie Lacy and a lot of play action with Aaron Rodgers, I just see Randall Cobb having over 1,000 yards and about 6-7 touchdowns this year. And I see him breaking out this year as a wide receiver. Now, going from 11 through 15, I have 11, Larry Fitzgerald. Number 12, Vincent Jackson. Number 13, Pierre Garçon. Number 19, Keenan Allen. And number 15, Deshaun Jackson. Another theme with 2 guys in the top 15 there. That's Pierre Garçon and Deshaun Jackson on the same team. How do you double team Pierre Garçon or double team Deshaun Jackson when vice versa is on the field? They're gonna have teams are gonna have a lot of big time hard time covering those 2 wide receivers, and I don't know how they're gonna be able to do it. And I'm going to talk about Keenan Allen. Had a phenomenal rookie season last year. He can only build on that with Phillip Rivers throwing him the ball. Look for him to break out this year. He's going to have probably about 1,200 yards and about 8 touchdowns as well. I see him having a phenomenal season for the San Diego Chargers. And like I said, Pierre Garçon and Deshaun Jackson are going to be absolute beasts for the Redskins with Robert Griffin III or RG3 throwing the ball. So rounding out the top 20 now, we got number 16, Michael Crabtree. Number 17, T.Y. Hilton. Number 18, Roddy White. Number 19, Sammy Watkins. And number 20, Percy Harvin. We're going to talk about the only rookie that I have in here right now, Sammy Watkins. The guy is a beast. He's been showing up in training camp. You could see him on the outside in the first preseason game when they threw deep to him and they didn't connect. But the guy is just speedy. He's fast. He's strong. He's got great hands, and they seem to want to throw the ball to him a lot. They get the ball in his hands in space, get the ball in his hands on slants, get the ball in his hands on screens. They're going to be throwing deep to him. The guy is just a phenomenal player, and I think he's going to have a 1,000-yard season for his rookie campaign. I think he's going to have a good maybe 85 to 90 catches. So look for Sammy Watkins to have a great, excellent year as a rookie. Maybe 7 or 8 touchdowns as well. And I think, he's going to be a solid wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. Now, rounding out the top 25, we got number 21, Wes Welker. Number 22, Julian Edelman. Number 23, Torrey Smith. 24, Andre Johnson. Number 25, Cordarrelle Patterson. Andre Johnson falling out of the top 5 or top 10. He's been a top 10 receiver for the last few years in fantasy football, but with no quarterback really to throw him the ball and no real offensive strategy, I think, going on in Houston, I don't see Andre Johnson having the years like he did in years past. And plus, he's getting up there in age. He's had some injury concerns as well. So I have him in the top 25, but I don't see his numbers going up. I see him going down and decline. But we're going to talk about Cordarrelle Patterson. Great rookie season for the Minnesota Vikings. Although he was injured, he did get almost 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, it wasn't like the most phenomenal season for a rookie wideout, but he showed flashes of what he could be, and I see him having a great year with Bridgewater or or Matt Castle throwing him the ball, and also with Greg Jennings coming back. So we'll see what happens with him in his second year in his sophomore season for Minnesota, but I think he's going to have a phenomenal year. Of course, they got Adrian Peterson, so you know they're going to be play action. You know they're going to throw deep. You know that he's that speedy guy too that can get the ball in space and just take off, and always a threat to go to the house. So I like Cordarrelle Patterson a lot. I think he's going to break the 1,000-yard barrier this year. So look for him to have a breakout season for Minnesota. All right, that rounds up the top 25. As always, leave comments in the comment section. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. If you have any questions or concerns, or any questions on fantasy football strategies or draft needs, or who you should put in, or who you should draft, or who sleepers, or any kind of questions whatsoever, feel free to tweet us at Optimus Magnum or at Siggy V. And that's it. So as for Fantasy Football Fiends and JT Magnum, I'm out. Peace.